Well, no, my hands are not open on my lap. They're right hand cupped in the left. I'm holding that which I have. I'm saying thank you for being in me, within me, Heavenly Dad. I'm not suffering from a discontent of wanting more, but from a joy and peace and wonderfulness of having received you into my being, that's now an eternal being because of you. Love you, Lord. Love you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. It reminds me of Paul saying, whatsoever estate I find myself to be content. Kingdom of Heaven's within you, you see. We're already in heaven. He in us and we in him. This is the only eternal meditation. The rest is longing for and transitory too. Bless you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. So my meditation is not to achieve, is to simply sit and enjoy the loveliness of his being, his presence. There really isn't anything else to say. Fancy Marshall running out of words. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. I've got it. There is more. We will sing of your love forever. 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 Hence the association with angels singing, beings that are in endless joy. And as we understand it, the singing that comes of such is rather beautiful. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. To worship you I live, to worship you I live to worship you. Repeat indefinitely. Thank you, Dad. Well, yes, they were giving testimony of how meditation had changed their lives, and I gave mine, and well, I tried to keep it very brief because I didn't want to be the longest talking one in the room. Well, I do. I love talking, of course, but well, I said Mum and I used to meditate. I was about 12 onwards. And of course, I'm just in the presence of Mum. I know who loves me, and I love her. So I could just sit I was in transcendent peace, just happy to be sitting there in a loving state, a loved state. There's nothing that needs to be achieved, or when you're in that state, you see, I mean, you have all that you value. My soul longs for you, but at the same time I have you. So I am in perfect peace and joy. I have what I desire. Eternal meditation is this. It's a state of being in love. Loved and loving. A beautiful peace and harmony and joy and loveliness. To be with the one you love. I mean, you know it. You know it already. A man in the street can tell you this if he's fallen in love. Just to be with her is heaven on earth. Because she's everything that you love and value. Ah, how beautiful. They need a honeymoon just to be with each other, not working, not going off to war. You know, the Hebrew rules, a person who's just got married, you can't send him onto the battlefield for at least a year. You're not going to deprive him of that glorious heavenly experience of being in love, being one with someone. Isn't that good? Wow. What a fine rule. So, true meditation is indeed just to sit and love. You don't have to get into it. 1,000 procedures and so on. I mean, if you're not in love, well, that's a great help. Don't get me wrong. Don't want to despise it. But if you're blessed enough to be in love, simply to sit with your beloved is eternal heaven. You can do that with God. No question of it. He is in your mind the personification of all that you value most perfectly and more, far more. And you know it. To sit in his presence is absolute peace and joy. And who would want for anything else? It would be madness, wouldn't it? So true meditation is no problem at all. But if you haven't found love yet, well, read the story of Jesus. Or read the autobiography of Paramhansa Yogananda. Or the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Or perhaps you find, goodness, yes, Bhagavad Gita. When you get the descriptions of the one who's a non-returner, has finally made it, so to speak, spiritually, compassionate, from arrogance, exempt, and so it goes on. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You'll be moved. You'll know what you value. You know what you love. And to sit in the awareness of what you love is perfect meditation. And it's open to you. It's absolutely free. Bless you. And you are blessed. Else you wouldn't be listening to me. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. What does Omar Khayyam say? A book of verse. Underneath the bough, a loaf of bread, a jug of wine, and thou beside me singing in the wilderness. Our wilderness, our paradise, and now. Love you, Dad. Thank you, Heavenly Dad.